TFA fam, what is up? What is happening? We're on to week 15. Well, I mean, we're well through it now with 4 games have already happened, but we're here as Sunday. We got some pretty good games today, I think, especially all in the 3 o'clock hour where the bulk of the best games lie. There's not a whole lot
Yep.
of greatness in the noon games, but a lot
It
of
looks
really low
gross.
totals, bad weather. So
Yep.
But we still have to try to win this week, obviously, because we are in the fantasy playoffs. So let's get those dubs.
Yeah.
Get right to the questions. Michael Gill, once again, first here. Morning,
No
Achan
deal.
or DK in the flex. Gino game time decision, and Achan with a toe injury.
I'm going DK.
Yeah. I don't. It sounds more like I think Schefter put out a little bit ago. It sounds more like Drew Lock is more expected to start than Gino Smith. Not great, but I mean, Gino or Locke didn't look terrible last week against the 49ers. You could beat the Philly pass defense through the air. It's a much better matchup there. I can't trust Devon Achan in what is a win or go home, right? Like there's no next week. So, uh, it's just, it doesn't feel great with him, especially with a toe injury. So I think I would lean more on the side of caution and just go DK Metcalf.
Yeah. I think he'll be fine. Like to the matchup you really like too.
Yeah. Jacob, Waddle or Flowers full PPR?
I'm gonna go Waddle here.
Hmm. Huh. Um, so we kind of talked about it on Wednesday. I will say the weather for that game doesn't look as bad as what it did earlier in the week, which is
Correct.
why we say we shouldn't be putting a ton of stock into Wednesday weather. But right now, that game actually has gotten a lot better. It looks like it's not even going to rain. Um, but winds 15 to 20 miles an hour. I'd lean closer to 15 miles an hour per rotor grinders. So that's not a problem. I'm not really worried at all. And with the tough part here is don't know what's going to happen with Tyreek Hill. Because if Tyreek Hill doesn't play, then Jalen Waddle's just in a smash spot, right? It is against the Jets. The Jets' pass defense has been really good, so that is tougher to trust. But he should see a lot more targets if that's the case. Even if Tyreek is limited, I still think you feel okay about it. It's tough though because I love Flowers,
Yeah.
but that game is not looking great right now for tonight. Says the latest models show an outer band of the East Coast storm pulling away from Jacksonville around game time, but still has major implications to the forecast. First, a chance of rain early. Second, and more importantly, a high resolution forecast hitting Jacksonville with, brace yourselves, 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts while the storm moves through. Most of that would be pregame, but in the evening into the game, we're talking gusts of 40 miles an hour. That game sounds gross right now.
Very. Yeah.
So I think you have to go. I think you go Waddle with that news because if you're talking 40 mile an hour winds, yeah, you ain't throwing in that. So, and with the Ravens, I mean, they have no problem with running the ball anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I think for people who are kind of like quote unquote forced to start Flowers, you still might be okay considering how they used him. Kev, I know it's been like one of your bigger gripes with Flowers through the duration of the year has been, they're kind of using him in screens and close to the line of scrimmage. Obviously, that's not going to, have as big of an effect as if he were the one being targeted with, 20, 30 yards downfield. So I think if you're forced to start him, it's still okay, but you don't feel as good as you did earlier this week when Flowers was one of our favorite plays this week. But here I'm going Waddle, and if you're forced to start Flowers, just for anyone else, I still think it's okay.
Yeah, and then Tua or Kyler.
I'm gonna go to man. I don't.
I'm gonna go Kyler here mainly because
Yeah. I'm gonna go Kyler.
I think one, he has the rushing upside that he possesses. He can get you 40, 50 rushing yards on the ground. They're going to be playing from a positive passing game script, so they're going to probably throw the ball a lot playing against 49ers. I just don't love playing anybody against this Jets defense. It just doesn't feel great. We've seen them time and time again this year shut down defenses or, excuse me, opposing quarterbacks. So I'm going to go Kyler.
The other thing to really pay attention to with the Dolphin situation as well is the fact that their entire starting offensive line is not playing. From week one until now, none of their starters are in. I think they might even be on some third string guys. And obviously, going up against that Jets front could really hinder Tua here.
Yeah,
So,
that's why the $2,500 Jets on DK is a good play.
yeah, in all my lineups.
Yeah. Michael Brown, pick a flex, Hall, Achane, Gibson, McLaurin, or Ridley.
I'm going to go Brees Hall here.
Yes. I really like Antonio Gibson with Brian Robinson out. He's already the passing game back. And I think now you probably look at it, he probably gets the majority of the touches. I mean, Chris Rodriguez isn't going to come in and get a bunch of touches. It's probably not going to happen, especially with the way game script shakes out for this one. So it feels a lot like earlier in the year when Brian Robinson was the lead back and Antonio Gibson got ruled out, and we saw Brian Robinson in that game, in a couple of those games get like 8 or 9, 10 targets, and that's how he really got there through those games. And I think the same for Antonio Gibson. So I really like Antonio Gibson. I moved him up inside my top 15 running backs for this week with the Brian Robinson news of him being out. So, yeah. And then Ridley, same thing. We talk about the weather, not probably doing that. And then McLaurin is so boomer bust, like really what you can expect from him. He could get 4 for 40. I just don't love that. Achane, we've already talked
And he
about.
hasn't, I was just going to say, like, McLaurin hasn't really boomed
Yeah.
this year, right? Like, there's not many games I can think of where, like, you're upset you didn't play McLaurin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is weird with how much Howell is throwing, the passing yards he has. I took McLaurin over in a for his total, which is around like 1,000 yards, and I felt okay about it. And if you'd show me Howell's stats right now, I'd be like, oh, okay. I'm good. I'm gonna get paid out on that one. I'm getting paid out on that one.
Yeah, it's been pretty brutal for McLaurin this year. And then pick quarterback, Howell, Murray, or Love. I'm gonna go Jordan Love here.
Jordan Love. Bounce back squad.
Yeah. Truth teller, need a miracle. Other guy had Goff yesterday. Yeah, that's brutal. I got so many injuries with Jacobs and Allen out. Start one wide receiver. Start one at wide receiver, 2 and 1 running back, 1 at flex. Achane, McBride, likely. Olave, Keaton Mitchell. We haven't got.
Oh, and then also in this one, Tyler Lockett is in there as the because I was asking Truth because Olave was the only one he listed as wide receiver. He obviously needs to start one, so I was asking other options. Lockett is left out of that, so I feel like we have to lock in Lockett at wide receiver 2 because I don't think Olave plays. It doesn't sound great for him. I like that matchup anyway, like we were talking about DK, but I didn't want to throw that out there.
Yeah. Man. At running back, looking at the options you have here, I think you go Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, I think I feel a little bit better about Keaton Mitchell. If Achane wasn't dealing with this toe injury, but if he's dealing with turf toe, like that could zap his explosiveness, and that's why we like him, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go Mitchell, and then in the flex, I'm gonna swing, and I'm gonna go McBride.
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, he possesses the highest upside of those options. Yeah.
Would you play CEH over Keaton?
No, I think this game sets up better for Jerick McKinnon than it does for CEH. The Patriots have been excellent against opposing running backs this year. They've allowed very few running backs to score against them, and that's kind of by design. It's what they do. And so they basically, once you get to the red zone, they force you, like, you're not going to run the ball on us. They force you to throw the ball, and the Chiefs already have no problem with not running the ball once they get to the red zone. And so I don't love CH. I mean, it feels like a game where, he may get 50, 60 rushing yards, couple targets, and that's probably it. So I just don't love it for him. So I would go Keaton. He presents much higher ceiling. And then you guys like Stafford or Fields? Yes, I'm playing Stafford. Stafford is a top 3 quarterback this week. So I mean, it's possible he doesn't get there if like Kyron, has himself a day or something like that, and gets it done on the ground, and they don't have to throw the ball as much. Like we've seen a little bit of that in the past, but I don't foresee that. Like this is the best matchup you can possibly get in terms of for a quarterback in the passing game. So it's Stafford easily.
Yeah.
Noel, Antonio Gibson, Jerome Ford, or Chuba Hubbard half point PPR. Don't really want to play Chuba because I think I have to start at Thielen. I'm going Antonio Gibson.
I would go Gibson as well. Yeah. Even in a half PPR.
Yeah. Noel, pick one, half point PPR. Thielen, Zay Jones, Wicks, Woods, Michael Wilson, DeMarcus Robinson dealing with injuries in a 3 wide receiver league. So the problem with Thielen is that is the other game on the slate that looks really rough.
Yeah.
For the Atlanta
It
Carolina
doesn't
game.
look awful here yet in terms of the wind, but it has been raining literally since overnight. The wind still isn't bad. I mean, I am sitting 25, 30 minutes from Charlotte, so I'm not right there, but it looks calm in terms of the winds, but they are expected to pick up.
Yeah, so it's going to rain buckets in this game all game long. Plus, we've got winds around 15 miles an hour with gusts around 25 for most of the game, potentially up to 35 miles an hour late in the game. So I don't really love.
Pick one. Okay, pick one. Noel, if you have to take a swing, I think I would go Michael Wilson here. I do think Thielen is safer. He does operate from the slot. We don't see a ton of downfield passing from the Panthers anyway. So I think, but the fact this is a half PPR, you could see Thielen come out and maybe have like a 5 for 50 type of game, but in half PPR, that obviously takes a little bit of a dent. I think I'm going to go Michael Wilson here.
Yeah, I like Michael Wilson. Last time these two teams played against 49ers, he had like 7 catches, 79 yards, 2 scores. That was obviously not with Kyler Murray, but in a game that you just figure they're going to be playing from behind. Michael Wilson's back. They've hyped him up a lot this week. He's somebody I've been kind of following his injury this week, and there's been a lot of talk, not just from the coaching staff, from Kyler Murray himself, saying that they're excited to have him back. I think he's going to be a huge part of this offense. So I just think Michael Wilson is just in a really good spot. So I do like Michael Wilson, and he is somebody else I'm playing in DFS today. Jerick McKinnon or White, Bucks running back, playoffs.
Rachaad White. We don't have to worry about the payouts. Is Rachaad White for sure.
Yeah.
I hope you get it, Porter. But whether this was a free league or $1 million league, the answer would still be Rachaad White.
Yeah, for sure. Raylan, start Falcons or Chiefs D this week?
I think I would go Falcons.
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
They're both really good plays. It's basically a coin flip for me.
Chiefs are my number 1 defense this week, so that's why I have them ranked. I have the Chiefs number 1.
There you go.
So, Raylan, hey guys, happy football Sunday. How are you doing? Doing well. Doing very
good.
well.
Raylan, hit us with a. You haven't hit us with a random question for a while. Give us a random.
Yeah. Blizzy, who should I flex? I have Chuba, Lockett, or Odell, full PPR. I typically would have said, if you would ask me at the beginning of the week, I would have said Odell. But now, with this weather situation, I am backing off that. I think it comes down to Chuba or Lockett.
I'm going Lockett. Falcons are decent against the run, and with the projected weather, I think we just see both teams just stack the box. I don't think it was going to, both of these quarterbacks have turnover issues. Maybe not so much with Bryce, but Ritter for sure. But I also, like I said, I don't think the weather, if it ends up being what we expect it or what it's being projected to be, there's not going to be a ton of threat of a pass. So I'm going to go Lockett here.
Yeah, I agree. Jeff, Chiefs D or Browns D? It's going to be Chiefs for me.
Chiefs.
Everyday nonsense. Morning, gents. Need a flex. Half-point PPR. Keaton, Pop, Douglas, Lockett, or Ferguson? So with it being a half-point PPR, I think I would go Ferguson. I do like Demario Douglas, but in a half-point PPR, because I don't think he has a whole lot of touchdown upside, but he is somebody that could see a lot of targets. But I mean, in a half-point PPR, it's less appealing because I mean he could go, 6 for 50 yards or whatever. It's just not as exciting in a a half-point PPR than it is in a full PPR. It just kind of takes away some of the luster a little bit. And the Bills and Cowboys game is one of the highest total games on the slate. So I do think that game is one that I would lean towards Ferguson.
Yeah, I like Ferguson.
Alexis, is Hurts playing? Yes, sounds like he's expected to play.
Yeah, I when I saw that I was like, what the hell is going on? Because I didn't see pulled up the old Twitter and it looked like he was downgraded to questionable because of an illness. I can't imagine they kind of have to win out at this point to get that number 2 seed. Obviously, their schedule is much more forgiving than the Cowboys, but I can't imagine he doesn't play.
Yeah, he's playing. Oh, I guess this doesn't matter because he's playing.
Yeah.
Dylan, what's up? Happy fantasy playoffs. Happy fantasy playoffs to you, Dylan. Few questions, different leagues. All full point PPR. Pick 2, Pollard, Jaden Reed, James Cook.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh man. Because I do like
Yeah,
Jaden Reed.
This is between Pollard and Reed for me. But these are all good plays.
I'm gonna go Pollard and Reed, and here's I do like James.
Oh, 2? Yeah, perfect. I didn't. I was looking ahead to the next question. I saw pick 1. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pollard and Reed.
Yep. The only thing that worries me about James Cook, and I do like James Cook a lot, but the only thing that would worry me is touchdown upside. So he was heavily involved in the passing game, obviously last week. I think he almost had 100 yards receiving in the first half, but then the Chiefs adjusted and he didn't have a single catch the rest of the game. But it worries me because Dallas defense is pretty good against the run, and also, like you said, touchdown equity and stuff like that is not as high. So where I know what Pollard's role is, I mean he's an 80% touch guy, where James Cook isn't that, and then Jaden Reed just sets up in a really good spot again with no Christian Watson. So I think I would go there and then pick one between Waddle, Jaden Reed. I'm going to go Waddle. And then pick one DST, Titans, Saints, Ravens.
You go Ravens.
I think so too. So the Titans, they have Case Keenum starting today. I didn't realize he was even still in the league, to be honest.
Yeah, me either.
I was like, oh, old friend Case Keenum here. But I didn't even know he was in the league. So, but and pick one, James Conner, Ford, Singletary, CEH. I'm going to go Conner.
I'm going to go Clyde here. I know maybe the ceiling isn't as high, but I think there's a case where Conner kind of gets game scripted out. We've seen them, kind of be willing to flip to Michael Carter. He's starting to get some run even when they're not trailing. So I think we see a little bit more Carter in that one. Not a great matchup for Ford, not a great matchup for Singletary. Clyde, I think, is interesting just because of the number of snaps and touches he got last week. I think the Chiefs needed to use McKinnon a little bit more since they were playing from behind. I think they're playing from ahead in this one. I think Clyde has the highest touchdown upside out of these guys. I don't know. I mean, I still think Javonte would still play. Like Ford is not in a good matchup whatsoever.
Yeah, and I don't
I
think a
think it's
lot of
odd.
people.
Good.
Well, the only thing I remember, I don't know if it asked a question, but the thing that I've constantly said with Javante is that he is extremely game script dependent, and when they fall behind, he is not nearly as good of a play because they will start rolling out Samaje Perine and the other options, and that's exactly what happened. We like whatever you can project a positive game script for Javante, then he is in a really good spot. He's like Derrick Henry at this point, where um, so that I don't think anybody thought that the Broncos were going to get the doors blown off of them the way they did last night.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just an absolute beatdown. But Ford still isn't in a good spot. Like I have no interest. I'm not excited to play Jerome Ford at all this week against Chicago. Who Chicago's past run defense has been way better than what even what the Lions have been. So the Lions had really started to struggle against the run, and so and the frustrating thing was Javante did have a couple carries at the goal line that he did not he did not make it in, so that hurt. But yeah, it was a really rough night for Javante Williams, and I feel the pain because I started him myself.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully you can still take down your dub this week, Trojan. Appreciate the super chat.
Mr. Grapefruit, sup, fellas? My waivers lock at noon. Should I drop Demario Douglas for Marcus Mariota? No. Drew Lock? No. Or oh man. Oh no. Okay, you're good. Jalen Hurts is playing. I'm not worried about that one bit. Like he's playing.
Yeah.
I mean, they already said that they expect him to play, so I'm not worried about that.
And plus, it's like if you were doing it for, I mean, Mariota, obviously makes sense, but not someone I would want to bank on. Like I think he would be the last one here that I would debate on starting out of that group. And if you go out and start Case Keenum today, and then Hurts ends up playing, you're gonna be kicking yourself in the dick.
Yeah, and I would assume that you have IR spots, so even if he was ruled out, you should be able to put uh you should
But
be able to pick.
waivers lock.
Oh, okay, I see what he's saying. Okay, yeah. All right.
That's wild, by the way.
But all indication points to Jalen Hurts playing. I mean, if you're since it is the fantasy playoffs, if you absolutely wanted to drop Demario Douglas to make it happen, because if you're never going to start Demario Douglas, doesn't really matter. At this point, nobody else is going to be able to pick him up. I would assume anyway. And if you want to just protect yourself, fine. But it sounds highly likely. It's just an illness. I mean, I think he'll play for sure. I'm not really worried about that. But if you wanted to, fine. I don't hate it. Like it's not you're dropping some huge piece to make it happen, but it does sound pretty well. I mean that he's going to play. Like there's no indication that he's not. Like I said, it's a must-win game. They can't not have this game, kind of for them if they want the number one seed.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, like just in case, I think I would for Mariota, like just to be safe. I would hate to have that zero. So actually, I would now that I'm thinking about it, like just to cover your bases.
Right. So you don't just have anything to worry about.
Right.
You're good to
Yeah.
go. Like I said, Demario Douglas isn't somebody that's going to kill you by that you drop.
Yeah. Now that I'm talking through it, I would do that. That sucks that your waivers lock at noon, by the way.
Yeah. Tony, is Achane if Achane is in, trust over Rice. I'm gonna play Rice.
Rice.
Yeah. I can't trust anybody. Like playing people with that are dealing with injuries, especially like a foot, a ankle, knee, like all these different things. Like it can easily be re-aggravated at any time. And even if you were to try to go out there and give it a go, I mean, it's very possible. Something else happens. It's not like they don't have any other options. I mean, they have Raheem Mostert. And so I just don't think it's a great spot to trust Devon Achan in here, especially when you have Rashee Rice as an option who, all right, I know they're playing the Patriots. The Patriots defense has been okay, but if they try to take away Travis Kelce and that's what their goal is, then it's only better news for Rashee Rice. They're not going to try to take away Rashee Rice from them. So I just think Rice is in a really good spot. Shy 1-1. Should I play Lawrence or Flacco or Carr? You
I mean, I would
definitely
just
play Jalen Hurts.
yeah, I would just like with Mr. Grapefruit, I would just pick up Mariota just in case.
Yeah.
Because it does say that Hertz is going to be traveling separately from the team, which doesn't sound great.
Well, I think that's probably more to make sure nobody else gets sick.
Right, yeah, but still, like basically what I'm saying is like we're not dealing with like he doesn't have the sniffles, right? Like it sounds kind of like a flu type of sickness. So like it doesn't the fact that he's not traveling with them, just like I said. I would pick up Mariota. I wouldn't want to start like Trevor Lawrence potentially dealing with 60-mile-per-hour gusts in that game. Flacco, not a great matchup, has a little bit of weather to deal with, and Carr fucking sucks. So
Yeah, we've seen some situations like this. Like if you remember the Chiefs a couple weeks ago with Patrick Mahomes, he actually got the flu. It was literally the night before the game, and he got updated, said it was going to be questionable. Obviously, he played through it. Like there's very little chance that Jalen Hurts does not play in this game, in my mind. But like I said, to safeguard yourself just in case. And to be honest, if he doesn't play and Marcus Mariota plays, Marcus Mariota has that rushing upside that he has. I mean, he could get 70, 80 yards rushing himself. Just in that, the three apps you're listing here are just not players that I would want to play. And I
yeah,
would really kick myself if I didn't play Jalen Hurts in the playoffs. A guy that likely has been a big impact to get you here. So that has 30+ point upside. And none of those other three options you just listed do. You play one of them, they give you 12 points. And then you're sitting here watching your own quarterback you have. He goes out and gets 30, against the Seahawks. And then you just feel like, feel dumb. Like that's
yeah,
the thing that I would say. Pick up his backup if you're that worried about it, and then you're protected against it. Because I can tell you right now, if Marcus Mariota was playing, I would probably have Mariota ranked over at least two of those options, probably all three, with knowing what
yeah,
Lawrence's situation is with the weather. And so, like, that's what I would do. I think that makes the most sense. I just can't do it.
yep.
Jeff, Rashad White or
Ooh,
Saquon? This is going to be Saquon for me.
Saquon. I do really like Rashad White though.
Yeah. Garvey. Hey, would you guys start Kyler over Hurts, give it the new update, or risk Hurts and pick up Mariota just in case? Same thing. I guess we're going to keep
Yeah,
saying that.
pick up
Yeah.
Mariota just in case.
Yes. So they'll be pumping them full of IVs and fluids and all kinds of things. He still has a whole nother day. It's not like the game's today. So,
Yeah.
yeah. True Teller, waiver options for my wide receiver is Hollywood Brown, Shaheed, Zay Jones, Curtis Samuel, Dotson.
Still playing Lockett over all of them.
See, I would play. See, actually, you've hit the. So I think Hollywood Brown is at a good spot, and I actually, if Chris Olave doesn't play, then Shaheed becomes a really good play too, because who else they gonna throw the ball to? It's Juwan Johnson, it's A.T. Perry. Like they're gonna be super thin at wide receiver, and Shaheed is already a guy that you can trust as a deep threat, and I could see them, utilizing him more in the short area stuff and everything else. So Shaheed is also a really good play, I think, today. Lockett still, we're still talking about Drew Lock and that offense. And so they're still, and it could go either way. I mean, Tyler Lockett's had quite a few really down games this year as well. And so I think I would rather play either Hollywood Brown or Shaheed here, assuming that assuming Chris Olave indeed gets ruled out. I don't know if we've gotten a full update on that yet on Olave.
Oh, look.
So AJ Dillon is out. Christian Watson is out. Ooh, Tyreek Hill inactive
Really?
today. Yep.
Nope. Give me 1 second because I need to make some changes.
And then Devon A. Chan listed as active. And then anything else? AJ Dillon out, I already said that. Aaron Jones is playing. We get some Robbie Chosen this week active
Oh
for the
Lord.
Dolphins. And then Jamal Williams is active. So that's the news so far. So we're still waiting on. So let me say this: if Chris Olave gets ruled out, I would go Shaheed. If he doesn't, I would go Hollywood Brown. And then Tony, drop one. Cleveland, Waller, or Kincaid. Rolling McBride, rest of season. Who's Cleveland?
Maybe it's supposed to be Njoku.
First of all, I don't know why you have 3 tight ends, Tony, or 4 tight ends for that matter, with that many.
I mean, if you're set, and I'm not saying this is the wrong call. I think you're right with rolling with McBride. Just drop all of them.
Only thing I would say is I don't want to help other people, because those are some pretty solid tight end options. I think if you're going to drop anybody, it's probably Darren Waller. He's coming off injury. It's only a couple weeks left. They spread the ball around a lot. I think I would just drop Waller at this point. You still have some other options in case something were to happen to McBride or something like that. But I think that, you could drop all of them. That's the only thing I would say is
Chris Olave is out.
Okay, that's what I figured he was. He's missed practice all week. It certainly didn't sound promising at all for Chris Olave. So I was not expecting him to play, but I didn't want to say that. And then all of a sudden he gets, because I think last week was a similar situation for him. So.
Yeah, Olave is out.
Yeah. The Joker. Full PPR. Pick one. Devon A. Chan with injury. Chuba, Jerome Ford, Calvin Ridley. I have Raheem Mostert as my RB1. I think here I'd probably go Chuba.
Yeah, I don't want to double down on the Miami running backs, even though Achane is active. Yeah, I would go Chuba here.
Rick, Taysom Hill or Mitchell from Baltimore, non-PPR? I'm going to go Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, non-PPR. Yep.
Michael, we already answered this, but in case you missed it, we went D. Or no, did we go do this? I don't know if we got. No, this is a different question. It was DK.
It is a different one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go DK. Slightly over Rice.
Yeah, I think I agree. That's kind of where I might. Yeah. Yeah.
Slightly. God, I hope Rice doesn't pop off.
Porter, Jerick McKinnon, or Swift? This is gonna be Swift for me.
Swift.
Pop, lock it, drop it. See what you did there. See what you did there.
Hoosier, wait, did Indiana beat Kansas? I was watching that game for a little bit, and it was back and forth. Did they upset them?
I don't think so. I think Kansas won. Which I was sad because anytime the Jayhawks can lose, I'm down for it.
Kev, while I have you here with having to take Tyreek out, this is obviously it's win or go home, but it's a guillotine league. So Barkley, Mostert, or Trey McBride in a slight tight end premium.
I think you go Barkley.
Okay. Thanks.
Anytime. Pick two: Chuba, OBJ, or Ridley.
Chuba. And Odell.
Yeah, I agree.
Is this with Olave out? Would you play? I'm assuming you play Shaheed over at least one of these guys, right? Assuming that Shaheed is available in this league.
Yeah. Yeah. Sad because I going into the week, for the first time, what feels
We
like
talked
forever, I actually
about
really loved OBJ. I loved Odell. But this
yeah.
weather, it's just I don't know. Like, and I talked about it a lot, like, hey, we shouldn't factor weather that much into it. But with what they're projecting here, that sounds like, I mean, if you're talking about 50, 60-mile-an-hour winds, all this other stuff, like, it sounds like it's going to be brutal. And so I just don't want to play them, and then they barely throw the ball.
Kittle or Saquon?
Saquon.
Okay.
Need 2 in full PPR: Lockett, Dobbs, Hubbard, or Ferguson, or get Gibson from waivers. Get Gibson from waivers for sure. And I would play Gibson.
Gibson
And
and Lockett.
I'm gonna go Gibson and Dobbs here. Look at this. I guess we can get messages
Look at this.
from Twitter now. There for a
Maybe
long time.
maybe now that it's switched over. Sweet.
Yeah, because for the longest time, it wouldn't let you.
Nice. Good to know we still have people that care about our Twitter account too. That's been inactive for 12 months.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Good luck to you as well, Ashton. Get them dubs today. CB, Achane is clear to play. We'll play. Yeah. It's just trusting anybody that with an injury like that, like, is tough. And he's already
depends on their explosiveness too.
right. And you're also talking about a game without, that where you have Mostert. I mean, this could be a Mostert game where he sees 25 touches, and Achane is used limited. That's the only thing that would worry me.
Who's there?
I got like 4 or 5 kids that spent the night last night here, and I think some of their parents are going to pick them up. So
nice, little sleepover.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's fun. Bunch of 12-year-olds.
Did you skip?
Oh, sorry.
Did you answer that one?
No. William, since Tyreek is out, should I start Cedric or Lockett? Is he talking about Cedric Tillman?
I was thinking Wilson.
Oh, that would be an option too. Yeah, that makes sense.
No matter which Cedric, unless this is Cedric the Entertainer, I'm gonna go Lockett.
Yeah, I agree. Start 2, Puka, DJ Moore, Waddle. Puka and DJ Moore.
Yeah. Actually, no, I'm going to go Puka and Waddle.
Ooh, I can't sit DJ Moore. He has been 20-plus points every time. And then with the Cleveland defense dealing with so many injuries. I'm trying to figure out if this kid knows. Oh, there we go. We got movement. Jay, Cleveland defense or Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Agreed. Mark, pick PPR, pick 1. Wide receiver, 1 running back, 1 flex. IU, call Mostert, Puka, Waddle.
Ooh. Puka, Mostert, Ayuk.
I agree. Yep. Go same thing.
Impossible. Need 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, 1 tight end. So let's set the lineup here for impossible. Starting with the quarterback, we're definitely going Stafford there, locking him in. 1 running back, Bijan. locking him in. One wide receiver. Oh boy. Tight end is going to be McBride. Receiver, we need a receiver in the flex. Oh man. Gibson in the flex. I'm assuming that's not Cooper Kupp. If it is Cooper Kupp, that's Cooper Kupp. If not, man, I feel like I've been saying Lockett so much, but I think I'm going to go Lockett out of that group.
I'm gonna go Cooper. Amari Cooper. I think you can make an argument between him and Shaheed for me.
On board with everything else, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Brandon Eagle, appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for the super chat. Good morning to you. Ford, OBJ, or Gibson at the flex. Also, is Waller worth a play over Likely? Was Waller cleared?
Yeah, Waller's cleared.
I would go Waller over Likely with this, with the weather, and then Gibson in the flex.
I'm definitely playing Gibson, and then I think I go Waller.
Yeah. Michael Brown, pick one. Zeke, Wilson, Achane, or Hall. Man.
I'm going to go Zeke.
It's between Zeke or Brees for me. God, it feels so point chasey going after Zeke. But I mean, he's going to get all the targets. He's going to get all the carries. I'm going to go Brees. Here. Let me see. Sorry, I was trying to see if I could stop Kev's cam, but I don't think I can. I'm going to go Hall there, but it's between Hall and Zeke. They're really close. It just feels really, really point chasey. Like Zeke did next to nothing on the ground. Obviously, his target share was incredible. Finding the end zone was obviously a plus. I'm going to go Hall, but it's close. William, Wilson, Lockett, or Cooks. I'm still going to go Lockett here. Looks like Cooks is expected to play, but he's been really boomer bust. If he does not find the end zone, he is going to crush you. Whereas I think Lockett could still get there. Do these kids not know where the door is in this house? Does Kev live in a mansion? Does he have a maze? I don't understand what is happening here. Lockett for me. Cooks would be second. Booty, let's go. Merry Christmas to you as well. Wish I could have tuned in to live streams more. The season work schedule changed. I'll be back this off season though. Hell yeah. We are going to have content throughout the off season as well, Booty. I was literally thinking the other day how we have not seen you in the streams. Good to see you here. Hope you're still in the playoffs. Hope you win your matchup. Matt Trav, 2 questions. Spears or Swift at running back? That is going to be Swift for me. And then pick 2 for tight end flex. Goddard, Hill, Cole Kmet. I'm going to go the first 2.
Yeah, I would go Swift and then Goddard and Taysom.
Kev, I was wondering to myself if, like, you lived in a mansion, if your house was a maze. It seemed like the kids did not know what door to go to leave your house. There were just kids just all over the place. I do think Aaron Jones is playing.
Yeah, he's active.
Having said that, I am not excited to play him.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because he's not somebody that sees a lot of, like, I don't well, we already knew that, Raylan.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
going through it.
yeah. Nico Collins was always, but yeah, but they don't have, like, it changes the dynamics, though, without AJ Dillon because, I mean, he's the guy that gets a lot of the goal line stuff, and so but Aaron Jones, I mean, he has been in and out of a lot. He only has 2 games all year where he's even been usable. Other than that, it's been really brutal. But he is the pass catching back. And then, I mean, their other options now are what? Patrick Taylor and Kenyon Drake, who they elevated from the practice squad, which Kenyon Drake was up last week, but he didn't see a single touch. So, but I do think with that, I mean, he could see a little bit more work today. But yeah, Aaron Jones is playing.
Sorry, I'm trying to look up something for an IDP lineup. I have to
And
set.
then David, yes, I would not play Gino. I don't think he's going to play. I would play Baker.
Yeah, Baker. William Spain, gonna lay a big one on you guys. Full PPR, 2 flex. Olave and Hill out. Need 2 running backs and 2 flex. Swift, Zeke, Aaron Jones. I'm going with the first 2 at running back. Zay Flowers, Jordan Reed? Jaden Reed, I'm assuming. So yeah, I would just go with the. I know we're talking a lot about the wind and the weather in that Baltimore game, but I'm still going to go Zay over Aaron Jones.
We're gonna be a little different. I'm gonna go Zeke and Aaron Jones, and then I'm gonna go. I guess that's it. Oh no, 2 running backs and two flex, and then I would go.
You can go Reed and Swift.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, William. This is going to be Brees Hall for both of us, I'm assuming, Kev, for Raylan.
I'm gonna go Aaron Jones.
Oh, I'm going Brees. Ashton riding with me. Brendan, Jaden Reed, Waddle, or Flowers. I'm going Waddle here. Reed would be second. Flowers would be third.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Waddle.
Our guy RD, Keaton or Jaden Reed, full PPR for the flex or roll out Achane. I'm going to go Jaden Reed.
Yep.
My bench looks like a hospital. Do I play Taysom Hill for upside or single? That might be one of my favorite comments. I'm gonna have to start using that, and that's gonna be Taysom Hill for me. I do not want to play Singletary in this matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It didn't really help either, too. Like, not just that, but like with all the other injuries we have. But then we had 2 more. Like, we had Michael Pittman take that nasty shot from, and then we also
KZ.
had, yeah, and then we also had Zach Moss, who finally, put together himself was putting himself a decent game in that matchup, and then he gets knocked out in the first half as well. So,
Yeah. Elliott or Mostert for Rich. I'm going Mostert.
yeah,
Evans or DK. I'm going Evans.
yep.
Tua or Flacco in a 6-point passing TD league.
I'm gonna go Tua.
Gonna go Tua there as well. For those of you who don't know, we do have an absolutely free Discord. Shout out to Ashton for always keeping on top of that. So you can go ahead and join if you would like to do so. Like we were mentioning with the Booty Warrior jumping in, we are going to have off-season content as well. We're definitely going to be doing more best ball this off-season, and then we're definitely going to be doing NFL draft, dynasty, rookie stuff as well. So it will not stop over there on the Discord. You can also hit that sub and that like if you have yet to do so, because the content is going to continue. Random question time. Would you guys rather have a popping fantasy football TikTok account or an average fantasy football weekly TV show? Man.
TikTok account.
What channel are we on, Raylan? Is this like are we just on like a local, are we like on a PBS? You know, what I mean, I think that matters too. If we're on like ESPN or something, I think I'm gonna go the weekly TV show.
Oh yeah, I guess that's probably better. I guess I should have clarified first because yeah, if you're on ESPN, even if it's an average show, the viewership is still going to be way higher. But yeah,
Yeah. So it depends on what platform, Raylan. We really should use our TikTok more often. I wonder if this is now when people just join, just says joined. And also Ashton, fantastic, fantastic Abby there. Really enjoy that. You just moved up a notch in my book. Lee, Flacco or ride with the Seattle starter? I'm gonna ride with the Seattle starter.
yeah.
Kyler or Baker? I'm gonna go Kyler.
I'm gonna go Kyler.
McBride or Njoku? We're both gonna go McBride. Shout out to Xenon. Good to see Xenon in here. Them no hill, 25 mph and win. Miami against the Jets defense. Rain in Cleveland versus the Bears. Yeah. Flacco or Lamar? I actually have Raylan. We talked about this one before. I'm gonna go Lamar here. He can still get it done on the ground. They still have enough pieces where they can hit a couple dump offs. Jags defense is obviously not great. I'm gonna go Lamar. I feel better about the matchup versus Flacco. And that Cleveland game is still dealing with some weather. It looks like it's going to be cleared up in the second half for the most part, but not a great matchup for Flacco at all. I'm personally going Lamar. I have to make that same.
Yeah.
HN must start. I don't think he's a must start, but I think, if you don't have any other options, the toe injury worries me. Obviously, he's active, but for someone who lives and dies with their explosiveness, I feel like that's one that could get re-aggravated as well. So, not a must start, but I think he's okay. How or Hurts with the illness for Hurts? I'm still going to go Hurts here. And then if you have to, maybe you pick up Marcus Mariota just to safeguard yourself. But I think Hurts plays. I don't really see a scenario where he doesn't. Aaron, Zeke, Rice, or Chuba? I'm going to go Rice here.
It's a lot closer than you think. I mean, than it should be probably was between Zeke and
Yeah.
Rice. Just because with Zeke, he's probably going to see 18 touches compared to Rice, who may only get 7 or 8 targets, something like that. So it's tougher when it comes to running back to wide receiver. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna lean towards Rice in this one. It's really close. I do like Zeke. I've actually moved him up. I'm not trying to be normal. I'm not let my bias go in, with Zeke, and seep into things. So I do like Zeke this week, but I think I would lean towards Rice just because the Chiefs have like a 24, 25 point total, where the Patriots have like a 13, 14 point total. So this doesn't sound great for the Patriots. So
yeah. RD Browns or Falcons defense? I'm going Falcons there.
I'm gonna go Browns, but
they're banged up, so that's why I lean Falcons in that one. ZX, Elliott Flowers, or James Cook? I'm gonna go Zeke there.
oh boy, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Zeke. But man, James Cook is so intriguing as an option because of his usage in the passing game as well. And obviously, you know what? I'm going to go James Cook just because I feel like there's a higher touchdown upside within the offense that he's in. He's still going to be utilized in the passing game, just like Zeke is. But I just think game script wise, this could be much better in the better offense. So I'm going to go with James Cook.
Sports Spotlight. Start 3-2, wide receiver 1 at flex. Zay Marquise, Zay, Noah Brown, Trey McBride, Aaron Jones.
So Aaron Jones, Trey McBride, and Noah Brown.
No, we need 2 wide receiver, 1 at the flex.
Oh, damn it! You can't play all
So
of them.
I'm gonna flex McBride, and then I'm gonna go Marquise. And Zay Flowers, I think. I have no idea what to expect. I think Case Keenum will be fine, actually, in terms of just being a distributor. Like we've seen him come in these spots before and be okay. But I have no idea what to expect in terms of target share and where he goes with the ball. Like I think this could be a heavy Dalton Schultz game. Think whoever ends up being in the slot as well. I think probably Robert Woods in the slot. I did not. That's something I did want to look into to see where these receivers lined up after Nico Collins went out. Because I do think the slot option could be intriguing in this game.
Well, you also have Xavier Hutchinson, who started to get some run last week. Rookie wide receiver, he got some run once Nico went down. You have John Mechie, who's going to mix in as well. So I mean,
so Woods was 24 snaps in the slot, 16 out wide. Xavier Hutchinson was 35 out wide, 6 in the slot. Noah Brown was 30 out wide, 7 in the slot. So, I mean, I think that has to leave Mechie, right? Mechie was 20 out wide and 8 in the slot. So I have no idea who they're running out there in the slot. Seems like they're just rotating through everybody. So I'm gonna go Zay Flowers, Marquise Brown, Trey McBride.
if we're just shooting purely upside, yeah, I think you go Zay Flowers and Hollywood Brown. I think those would be the two. And then I love Trey McBride. I'm a huge Trey McBride guy. But I'm going to go Aaron Jones here.
I mean, it does help that Vita Vea is going to be out. They're going to be missing their linebackers as well for Aaron Jones. I don't know. That run game just doesn't excite me. I think it's probably safer than doubling down on Arizona pass catchers, but I'm still going to go McBride. William, no problem. I was thrown off by the Jordan read, but we got there. We got there. Good luck to you, Patty. PPR Kincaid are likely need an upside play, projected to lose. Think got to go Kincaid with that weather.
Yeah, and don't worry about projections. Projections you can throw out the window. Like they mean nothing unless you're using like a reputable projection. But if you're talking about the ones for like Yahoo, ESPN, Sleeper, like those little projections they put on there, who cares? Like those don't matter for nothing.
I mean, unless you went up like against Devontae Adams and Jared Goff.
I mean, if that's not like anything projected, that's what's actually happened so far. But in terms of just looking at like their normal stuff that they post, that stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah, Crystal, need your help this week. Purdy or Allen, Kincaid are likely, Elliott or Flowers. So it's gonna be Elliott in the flex for me, Kincaid at tight end, and then I'm gonna go Purdy.
I'm going Josh Allen there.
Yes.
There's the rushing upside that he possesses. I mean, I know last week wasn't great for him in terms of playing against the Chiefs. This matchup's at home, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Josh Allen. He's my number one quarterback all the week. I mean, even last week when it wasn't a great day for him in terms of what we're used to, he still scored 22. So like compared to like what we've seen, you have to like Purdy can get there. Purdy can get you 25, 28, right? For sure. Purdy's been great. No knock against Purdy. But Josh Allen has been pretty damn consistent. I mean, he only has 3 games all year that he wasn't a top 12 scoring quarterback. Other than that, it's 9-1, 5-4, 2-4, 2-1, 8, and 7 in terms of his fantasy finishes. So, and we've seen him start to run the ball a little bit more. He's had 19 carries over his last 2 games as well. That's just not something that Purdy has, obviously. So I'm going to go Josh Allen.
Brunil, good morning, guys. I have Hurts and Geno on my bench. Should I drop Geno for Mariota as a pivot for Hurts? If he's out, should I keep Geno?
Yeah, I would do that. You're not worried about Geno at this point, unless Jalen Hurts gets hurt. You're never playing Geno over Jalen Hurts. So
Generations with Watson being ruled inactive. Should I go DJ Moore, Cooper, or Reed as my last wide receiver today?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore slightly over Reed for me. Unless this is Cooper Kupp. If it's Cooper Kupp, it's Cooper Kupp. But I'm assuming it's Amari Cooper. But I'm not going Amari Cooper today. Reese, full PPR, Howell, or Stafford. That's going to be Stafford for both of us. Kincaid or Goddard. I'm going to go Goddard.
Yep.
Generations, any last minute changes on Stafford or Fields? I'm still going to go Stafford.
Yep.
Because of injury, PPR, Ridley or Shaheed?
I'm going Shaheed.
I'm going to go Shaheed here as well with that projected weather. Not a great matchup either, regardless. Damon, need a wide receiver and a flex. DJ Moore, Rashee Rice, Achane, Cook. I'm going to go the 2 wide receivers.
I'm going to go DJ Moore and James Cook.
Cook would be next in line for me. Nima, Shaheed, or Dotson, full PPR. Olave ruled out. I'm going to go Shaheed.
Yep.
If there were injuries with Washington, I think you could look at Dotson, but he's just so hard to trust when they're at full strength. Another one here from Damon. Who would you start running back? ETN, Achane, or Cook? I'm going to go ETN, but it's close between ETN and Cook.
I'm going to go ETN.
Minnesota, flex one, Cook, Rice, or D-Hop. They're going to be split on this one, right?
Yeah, because I actually would consider D-Hop if it was like CJ Stroud, on the other side, just because I think they get pushed in this situation. I just don't know, like we kind of said, what to expect from this offense. I mean, they're going to be missing obviously Nico and Tank Dell, no Stroud. Like, there's just so many different variables here of how this could play out. So D-Hop, I don't know if he's really needed. Like we saw him last week come through against the Dolphins whenever they were trailing in a trailing game script. I don't think that's going to be the case. So I think it comes down to Cook or Rice, and we kind of went back and forth on it. I lean James Cook, and I know you lean Rice. Obviously, we just had this, but it's tough between that because I do like Rashee Rice. It's just James Cook also sets up to be in a good spot. So
Resist. We like Dehan or Rashee? Oh.
Who's Dehan?
I'm assuming it's Derrick Henry.
Oh, it's Henry. Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't even go there with that. Yeah, but yeah, it's Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I do like Rice, but in this matchup with no CJ Stroud, Hember is here, right? New Orleans or Atlanta defense. I'm going to go Atlanta.
Yep.
Browns, Colts, Ravens. I'm going to go Ravens.
Yes. Wait, Colts already played. Wish you could have played them.
Oh yeah, that didn't even cross my mind. Generations. If that's supposed to be a different one, let us know. But it's Ravens over Browns for me. Mike, with Tyreek out, we need 2. Odell, Reed, Noah Brown, Godwin, Jaden Reed locked in for sure. And then, Godwin has just been so fucking bad.
I'm gonna go Reed and Noah Brown.
I think so too. Yeah. Johnny D still can't believe he finished second to last, but he had highest points in my 10-team league. Who would you start? Good for you getting in with highest points. That's how it should be. Good for your league. Who would you start, ETN or HN? I know ETN has the tougher matchup. I'm still gonna go ETN on this one.
This I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go ETN. I was gonna go HN. I just feel like, man, I really hope HN doesn't go off today because he's gonna end
I
up
know.
because we have pretty much faded him.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny, if you need to swing, I guess I think HN has the higher ceiling. But if you just need to kind of lock in safe points, I would go ETN. And hopefully ETN is used a little bit more as a pass catcher in this one. It can kind of pad your stats. How do we feel about JSN this week? I mean, I think he's fine as a dart throw. Obviously, they project to be playing from behind. That's obviously going to force them into more three wide receiver sets. And JSN, for what it's worth, has led the Seahawks in targets back-to-back weeks. Obviously, he hasn't gotten there. Hasn't been great for fantasy wise for fantasy points. But I mean, I think he's fine as a flex play dart throw if you need to maybe avoid some of these injuries, avoid some of this weather. I think you could potentially look at it.
Yeah, so I mean, JSN, despite seeing more targets and getting more opportunities, he's only finished as a top 36 wide receiver once since week 10. So like he has even he is seeing more opportunities. I mean, he's finished wide receiver 44, 25, 58, and 44 over the last 4 games. So
Space YouTubers, it's a good lineup. Baker, DK, Reed, Walker, Austin, Kittle, Rice on the benches, Kyler, Myers, Samuel, Hollywood, and Kincaid. I would go Kyler over Baker. Who's Austin?
guess that's
Eckler?
Eckler. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have the right one. And like I said, the change I would make is Kyler over Baker, though. I like DK and Reed. I like Kittle and Rice this week as well. Braden, Zeke or ETN full PPR.
I literally can't make the decision. I understand because you're like Travis Etienne has, for the first part of the year was a baller, right? Was really, really good. And then he's kind of trailed off. He hasn't been bad. I mean, he still scored 17, 18, over the last couple of weeks. Like and I will say, week 14, we saw his usage jump back up. He went back to being 77% of the snaps, 78% of the rush attempts, 52% of the routes, and a 14% target share, which is much in line to what he was doing earlier in the year whenever he was playing really well. So I don't know if he was dealing with some sort of minor injury for those weeks, or they were just trying to protect him a little bit. Now they're back to the point where they have to win to kind of keep pace with this some of this. Maybe that's why we're seeing the jump in usage. So it's tough. I think I lean ETN with that just because of everything else. Like I don't mind Zeke at all, but like I've said, like I think Zeke is a strong play, but I think I'm gonna go ETN.
I'm with you. We'll go ETN here just to give Braden some help. I do think Zeke is obviously in the discussion. Chris, up guys, got the bye this week thanks to you. Chris, it's all you. We're just here to give you a little nudge every once in a while. Thoughts on Keenan Allen? I mean, obviously, the thing you're worried about is with them having nothing to play for, with him being as old as he is, the injury history he has, they just shut him down for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think you worry with that too with Austin Eckler as well. Like what's the point of running Austin? And if I was Austin Eckler, you're about to hit free agency, and it's going to be your last shot to make any sort of money. Do you risk getting hurt over these last couple of weeks in a season where that means absolutely nothing? They're cleaning house. Like I think it's possible you see these guys just a lot of their big names, kind of see what they have in some of these other players here before they absolutely clean house here within this team. So it wouldn't surprise me if Keenan and Austin Eckler didn't play the rest of the year.
Garrett Wilson or Aaron Jones in a PPR for Raylan?
I'm gonna go Aaron Jones.
Raylan, I think this comes down to safety versus boom bust. I think Garrett Wilson, especially now in this matchup with as well as Jalen Ramsey has been playing, is more difficult than in previous weeks. But I think Aaron Jones is safer. So I think if you need to like swing, you go Garrett Wilson. If you just need to, kind of ensure yourself, say like 8 points, then I would go Aaron Jones. Douglas, good morning. Good morning to you. Need a wide receiver 2 and a flex and a PPR between Rice, London, Ford, Shaheed, and Dobbs. So Rice and Dobbs for me.
I'm going to go Rice and Shaheed, but
Shamar, JSN, or Terry McLaurin?
It's going to be McLaurin.
I think so, but that's closer than it should be. Do we really trust Elliott against the Chiefs? I mean, I think trust is a little bit of a stretch, but he's going to be the only one getting touches. We saw that last week. The Chiefs have been a little bit softer defensively with the injuries. They did get the one linebacker
Nick
back.
Bolton.
Yeah, they did get Bolton back, which obviously helps that defense, but you're not going to find many running backs that are going to get the volume and the volume share that Elliott is going to get. So, I mean, I think he's fine as an RB2 flex play. Ken, Scary Terry, or Ridley? This is going to be Terry for me.
Yep.
Xenon, if you just put down the weed, you would have seen him. This is McBride. This is Ravens. Jacob, Ridley, or Lockett. I'm going to go Lockett there.
Yep.
Hopkins or Lockett.
I'm going to go Hopkins on this.
D-Hop on this one. Garrett Wilson or Shaheed. I'm going to go Shaheed.
I'm going to go Garrett Wilson.
Are we ever going to get a consensus Shaheed answer? Adam, Spears or Swift? I'm going to go Swift.
Yes, agreed.
Xenon pick 2, Rice, Reed, Achane, Spears. It's going to be Rice and Reed for me.
Really hope he didn't crush our souls.
This is gonna be the one that we get the most shit on for sure if something goes sideways.
If people are gonna be happy or they're just gonna be like, fuck you.
Yeah. Yep. One or the other. Brandon, Mahomes or Josh Allen?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen for me. CEH or Cooks?
Brandon Cooks.
Cooks. Lockett or Flowers is going to be Lockett for me.
Zay.
Sorry, we haven't helped the past couple of you. Gray, non-PPR, would you start Diggs or Aaron Jones in the flex? Go Diggs.
Yeah.
All right. Back on track. Elliott or ETN. This is a slight lean toward ETN for us.
Yep.
Infamous IDP, down bad, just lost Tyreek and Olave. Need to start to Zay, Samuels, Douglas. Who are we playing?
Oh boy. I think you go Samuel and Douglas.
That's where I'm leaning as well. IDP, is this IDP leagues? Because I do have a question if you are an IDP player. So let me know. Aaron Jones, Schultz, or Douglas in a PPR. I'm going Schultz. I know you're going to go Aaron Jones, but I'm going to go Schultz here. I think we see Schultz get peppered with targets with Case Keenum at quarterback. I think Jones is a safer play for sure, though. Michael, Noah Brown, or Elijah Moore?
I'm going to go Noah Brown.
Noah Brown. Michael T with Olave, outstar Taysom Hill or Kincaid in a full PPR.
I'm going to Taysom.
Taysom. Jacob, desperation RB playing a PPR. Rodriguez, Sanders, or Algier. Going Tyler Algier. I think he has the highest touchdown upside. I think I brought this question up to Kev in our DFS chat and the Discord and brought up Tyler Algier as like a cheap running back play, because if this is going to be a Wendy's slop fest the way that it looks like it's projected to, I think we see 40 running back carries in that game, and Bijan Robinson is not going to get 38 of them. I think we see Tyler Algier pretty involved in this one. I think we see him get double-digit touches.
Yeah, I do think Kenyon Drake is somebody you could look at, but you have to have some balls to play him because he hasn't done anything. And like I said, I mean, we had Aaron Jones out last week and he was up and he didn't get a single touch, but he makes more sense as being like the AJ Dillon replacement, right? Being that bigger running back, handle some of the short yardage and goal line work there for Kenyon Drake, but it is a definite dart throw for sure.
Infamous, if you're still here, Buda Baker or Jesse Bates. I keep going back and forth on that one. Chandler, Allen or Purdy? I like Purdy. Kev likes Allen, but I do think, Allen. I just put in Buda Baker. Damn. I keep going back and forth. And then Chiefs, Rams, or Titans D. That's going to be Chiefs for me.
Yep.
Jets or Saints? I'm going Jets.
Yes.
Kostrick, flex full PPR. Oh, also infamous. I could also sit Ernest Jones and play both safeties if that interests you, because I'm locking in Demario Davis, locking in TJ Edwards. Ernest Jones, my other linebacker, but I could sit him and play both safeties. Just throwing that out there. Kostrick, flex full PPR, McKinnon, Edwards, Thielen, or Godwin.
So we just need one.
I'm going to go Gus.
I'm going to go with Jerick McKinnon.
Raheem or Aaron Jones? I'm going Raheem.
Raheem, yeah.
My thought, infamous, was potentially sitting Ernest Jones just because I don't know how many rush attempts Washington's going to have. So that's why I was potentially throwing that out there. Ernest Jones did rack up a bunch of tackles for me last week. And then I was thinking about going Baker over Bates just because I don't know how much they throw with with Bates lining up mostly at free safety. Just wasn't sure. Although he obviously could come closer to the box. That's why I was thinking about going Baker over Bates.
Maybe we need to get Roto Heat on, or not Roto Heat, IDP, infamous IDP, to do some IDP stuff next year. Just get him on the channel. We were talking about doing IDP stuff, but
yeah, we brought it up. But the thing is, like, it's so hard for. That makes sense. IDP. The thing that sucks for IDP, I would much rather. I enjoy playing with IDP. I have a couple of dynasty leagues that have it. The issue with doing content is there's not like a set. There's no standard with IDP. Like the scoring is all over the place. So I think that makes it hard. Kind of like what we talked about before, Kev, with you wanting to do keeper stuff. Like there's so many different ways to play keeper. There's so many different rules that go along with it. But anyway, let's finish this out. Actkin, pick 3, half PPR, Swift, Cook, Zay, Zeke.
3 running backs.
I agree. Tua or Geno, I'm going Tua.
Yeah, because it doesn't sound like Gino's going to play.
Yeah. Mostert or Brees, I'm going Mostert.
Yeah, Mostert.
Mike, Evans, Rice, or Metcalf. Half PPR is going to be Evans for me.
Yeah, Evans.
Infamous, drop your what's your show called? We'll plug your show here as we sign out for anyone that is playing in IDP. Rashid or Godwin?
It's going to be Rashid Shaheed.
I want to go.
I've never
there
played it.
as
I've never
well.
played it in IDP, but I think they do sound fun. Like it adds a new wrinkle to everything and makes it a little more interesting. So I've never played in one, but yeah, it does sound like a lot
So much fun. So much fun. Gives you so much more to look at. You know, you get to know a lot more of the players as well. Like I started DeForest Buckner yesterday, so watching him going up against the Steelers, just wanting to see the Steelers lose anyway, and like cheering for like tackles and picks and shit. Like it's a lot of fun. Bulldog, Odell or Curtis Samuel? I'm gonna go Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel.
Wilson or Zay?
Garrett Wilson.
Is Hurts playing tomorrow? We're expecting him to play, but
Yeah.
like we've been telling everyone, like if there's someone you can drop to pick up Marcus Mariota just to cover your bases, go ahead and do that. But I think he plays.
I think there's like a 95% chance he plays.
Yeah. Frenzy, Achane or Shaheed?
I'm gonna go Achane here. Finally got
one. Let's go. Finally one. So at least
Ooh.
we're not gonna completely fuck over everybody that we.
I think we're gonna have two because Bulldog. I'm gonna go Achane here too.
Yeah. All right. We got two Achane answers. Okay. Didn't go complete zeros across the board with him. But that is going to wrap it up. Appreciate all of you for rocking with us. We will be going live tonight at halftime of the Sunday Night Football show to talk about waiver ads for Week 16. Hope to see you all there because that means that you are advancing. So good luck to everybody. Hope to see you the rest of the week. You can join the Discord as well that has been plugged in here a couple times by Ashton if you have any last-minute questions to ask. So with that being Achane over Singletary for me as well. 3 in a row. All right. Let's go. Good luck to everybody. Hope to see you next week, and we'll talk to you all soon.